and welcome to the Community Producers. I'm your host, Cheyanna Shypitka. On this episode, we'll be looking at Accelerate Kootenay's growing network of fast charging stations for electric vehicles, as well as seeing how the Trail Smokeeaters are giving back to their community. Accelerate Kootenays is Canada's first community-driven collaborative initiative to create a clean transportation network. This two-year, $1.5 million initiative is creating an electric vehicle charging station network, so EV travel to and within the region is fast and convenient. Up next, we check out a recent launch of one of the multiple fast charging stations that was added to the growing network.
So today we're in the West Kootenay and we're launching 3 of the DC fast chargers within the network. So we started in Creston this morning, then Salmo, and now we're in Castlegar. So many of our communities have level 2s. Those are a 220 volt, takes about 4 to 6 hours for a charge. So those are good for community economic development because you come to the community, you charge your car, and you get to enjoy the restaurants, the ambiance of the community. The fast chargers, or also known as level 3s, they just take about half an hour. They're 480 volts and they take about half an hour to charge your vehicle. So it's more like the pit stop analogy of a kind of a gas station versus a more slower charge. I'd like to actually acknowledge the funding partners. It was the 3 regional districts in the Kootenays, Kootenay Boundary, Central Kootenay, and East Kootenay, came together, and with that we're able to get funding from Canadian municipalities, Federation of Canadian Municipalities, a grant, also the Province of BC, Fortis BC, Columbia Basin Trust, and now a new partner is Tech. And this collaboration of funding, we're putting in 41 level 2 stations and 13 fast charging stations. They go all basically through the 3 Kootenay regional districts. So we start in Rock Creek and we go all the way to the Alberta border, and we also include Golden and Revelstoke in the Columbia Basin. This is the beginning, definitely. This is Canada's first community-driven collaborative network, but we're already getting calls and information. Southern Alberta is looking at putting in a similar network, Highway 16. So no, it's definitely the beginning.
The Trail Smokeeaters Society is making getting an education and playing hockey a little easier, offering up a scholarship fund available to all hockey players in the Greater Trail area. They recently held a fundraiser which brought Montreal Canadiens alumni to the area.
The Trail Hockey Club Society is the organization that used to own and run the Trail Smokeeaters. November of last year, we sold the hockey club to a businessman from Minnesota. After the sale of the hockey club, we wanted to continue operating, supporting the community and the team. So we formed the new society and have operated since then. Well, you know what? We started off with a scholarship fund because it was basically our first year in operation. And as everyone knows, schooling is expensive nowadays. We support the Beaver Valley Nighthawks, Trail Smokeeaters, and Roslyn Trail Minor Hockey. So we are in the process of sending out applications for financial aid to all 3 of the organizations. Our goal originally was to continue helping just the Smokeeaters. Gaming BC doesn't allow that. So we have broadened our views and are going to operate helping all 3 of the groups. That's the goal. I mean, not everybody can get a full ride scholarship to, let's say, an NCAA school in the States. A lot of kids go to BCIT, kids go to Calgary, kids go to Selkirk College. Those are the kids that we want to make sure that we're able to help. Well, right now we run the 50-50 draws at the Smokeeater games. We're only allowed to do limited things with that money. So we decided we'd create a few fundraisers. And it just happened that Montreal gave us a call, and they were doing a tour of British Columbia. We jumped on the bandwagon, and as you can see, it's been, I think, a great success. Well, we did the golf tournament this past year for the hockey club, which we'd run for a number of years. We continued on with that. We still support the Parents' Weekend, which was in mid-January. We had a tremendous success at that event, and yeah, we're still looking. We're still looking at different ideas. Well, we call it the trail area. So, like I said, Roslyn Trail Minor Hockey, Beaver Valley Nighthawks, high school hockey, major midget. Any young kid that's going to move on to schooling, boy or girl, male or female, we're going to make sure that we're able to help them out. As far as the scholarships, we're sending them out to all the teams as we speak. All the organizations within the next 7 to 10 days will have the applications in their hand to pass out to their players. Yeah, we're still pretty young, pretty new, so we don't have web pages and everything like that. The best thing is probably to give one of our board members a call.
And now we bring you another installment from the Vizak Artist Profile Series. Up next, we meet a married couple whose love for art brought them together.
I'm Andy Holmes. I paint here and in our home.
And I'm Martine Bedard, and I'm married to Andy Holmes.
We kind of call ourselves Art for People, but we also raise money for Art for People projects, which is overseen by the Kootenay Art Therapy Institute. I didn't do any formal training, just began exploring with a wide variety of materials, and and then went to art therapy school, so that's where Martine and I met. Martine bought me my first canvas, and then continued to paint on all sorts of stuff.
I would say that's been my training as an artist, more from that angle of the process of doing art, and maybe less focus on the product.
I mean, art therapy is kind of about the journey, right? The creative exploration and gaining an understanding of yourself through a creative journey. So Martine might start something, or I might start something. More often than not, I start something, and Martine looks at it and is like, "Oh, can I add something to that?" I'm like, "Great, go for it." So it's never planned, really.
Accidents.
Usually accidental.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is really fun.
We have a yearly art show here, and the community shows up.
I think a community space can go a long way, like a community gallery, not just for recognized artists, for up-and-coming artists, for everybody. And then it becomes part of what we do. Like, we're not just skiers and bikers, but we're skiers and bikers and painters and sculptors, and we're all of these things.
This week on our seniors segment, volunteer access producer Sandy McCrae stops by the Castlegar and District Public Library and learns more about programs available at the library for our seniors.
Hi, I'm Sandy McCrae. We're here doing another senior segment for you. We are at the Castlegar Library today, and I'm joined by Laura. Laura, can you tell us a little bit about what your role is as librarian and what you do here?
For sure. So I am a children's, youth, and outreach librarian. For outreach, I do seniors outreach once a month. I go to Castleview and Castlewood, as well as Tallarico by request. I also do home deliveries for patrons who are unable to come in due to a variety of reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do at Castlewood and Castleview when you go there?
Yeah, so I just got back from Castleview. I go to about 4 patrons there. I bring them audio books and softcover books and large print. I just brought one woman a Daisy disc reader, which is for visually impaired patrons, so it reads the CD out to you, and it's got a really simplistic type of interface. So she was very excited to
Wow, that's
give
great.
that a try, and it's
Very
good.
inclusive program.
Yeah, so it connects them to us without having, they can't come down, so we go to them, and it builds connections. We also chat sometimes. I just go up there and bring them stuff and talk for a few minutes, and I think that helps them,
That sounds like
break
a great
down the
role in the
lonely.
community.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really fun. And
Wonderful.
Castlewood is more, I bring a few bins of books every month, and it's kind of like a traveling library. So they come, they bring their books from the previous month back, they check out a few, they have a month loan period, so that helps them, gives them a little more time. As well, we do the chatting there, so often they'll take their books out, or they may not even take books out, but they'll have coffee and cookies and chat that way. So it gives them that, human connection every day that is important when you're by yourself sometimes.
That sounds like a great program. And how often do you do that?
So Castleview and Castlewood are once a month, and home delivery varies based on when the patron is done with the books. So I have one that's once a month as well, and another patron who's more like a couple weeks. She reads really fast. So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I hear that you have a lot of volunteers. Can
We
you tell
do.
us how many volunteers you have and what kind of different roles do those volunteers do for you?
Sure. So I think we have approximately probably 30 to 40 volunteers. Their role is mostly check in, check out, and shelving our books, as well as the very important task of shelf reading. So when everything's very messy, they help us put it all back in order. And again, that human connection is really important. They provide that for the people that come in, and I think it's good for them as well. We have some that are seniors that come and are grateful to get out once a week to volunteer.
Tell us a little bit about what kind of feedback do you get from the seniors that are in the program?
Sure. So when we do outreach, I hear a lot of, it makes it a lot easier for them. It opens up that door, the barrier between getting here and bringing back your books. I think they enjoy chatting too, so they're very grateful just for a visit as well. And I have one that always says, "You pick the best books, how do you do it?" But I just go about and pick randomly, so it's nice to know it kind of slims down the amount that they have to choose from. It's not so overwhelming, and the volunteers here, I think, always say how grateful they are to come and have that connection with the staff and the patrons daily. So
Excellent. And are you looking for volunteers right now?
I don't believe we are right now. We're pretty full.
Okay.
But I mean, people are very welcome to always drop off a form, and when we do find a need for volunteers, we'll give them a call.
Wonderful. And is there anything else specifically around seniors that you want to share with us?
I think just making sure people are aware that we have the home delivery service, and I don't mind wherever you are in the community, I'll drive out and
Okay.
bring
And to get
whatever you'd
registered
like.
with the program, how do they go about that?
So just give us a call and let us know you're in need of books. You can't make it in. It can be, you've broken your leg or you're elderly and you don't like winter driving. I don't either, but
Wonderful.
so it's
Okay,
just
and
give
does
us a call.
Does it matter who they talk to when they call to register for the program?
So they should ask for me, Laura Zaitsev. If I'm not here, just get a message and I'll give them a call back.
Wonderful. And what's your phone number, Laura?
Our phone number here is 250-365-6611.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us
You're
today.
welcome. Great time.
And that wraps up this episode of The Community Producers. If you have content or video you'd like to share, contact us via email or hit us up on our Shaw TV West Kootenays Facebook page. I'm your host, Cheyanna Shypitka. Thanks for joining us.